Okay, so Be'ezras Hashem, we are still in the midst of the Hakdama to the Sefer Zohar Kadosh Daf Tes, and we're still in the secret of the night of Shavuos. And Rabbi Shimon is talking to the Chavraya about what a heligas chus it is to be those who stay up the night before the Chasana, who prepare the Kala with the kishutin of revealing the benefits that emerged out of the concealment of this worldliness, and it's specifically those that are going to participate in the joy of the Chasana, of the Hamshacha, of the Chasan to the Kala, which is the secret of Yichud Kudsha B'Richa V'Shchinte, or the Heskalis of Hashem Hu Elikim. It's in accordance with those who were doing the secret preparation prior to the Simcha that are going to truly take the fullest joy in the Simcha itself. Which is why on Shavuos you have this dialectic, so to speak, of the preparation, which is Sfiras HaOmer, and the event itself that follows the preparation, which is the Chasana, which is Matan Torah, and you see that the preparation itself is fundamental to the unfolding of the event itself. So too, on a certain level, Rabbi Shimon is being masbir to the Chavraya Kadisha that it's the preparation and the engagement prior to redemption of uncovering the sparks of holiness within Malchusa Kadisha, which is the secret of the Kala, which is the secret of this worldliness of the Ulamta Shapirta Deles Ba'inin, of the beautiful maiden without eyes, which we said in the secret of Leil Shabbos Kiddush, which is that we have to give eyes to the world. We have to return the eyes to the lost princess by viewing the world, by viewing Metzias in a positive way, is the uncovering of the sparks of Malchus, and it's within that preparation towards the Chasana of being Makashit Kishutin for the Kala that's going to be the corresponding joy of the Chasana itself. Because Man Detarach B'Erev Shabbos, Yochel B'Shabbos. So really, one who understands the secret of Shabbos will understand that Shabbos is expressed also in Erev Shabbos, and you can taste Shabbos already in Erev Shabbos. So Rabbi Shimon is continuing, and he says as follows. I think I said the wrong page. It's not Ostes. It's Osches. Pasach Rabbi Shimon v'Yamar. Rabbi Shimon opened up his mouth and he said, and again, Pasach Rabbi Shimon is Pasach Picha v'Yirud Varecha. He tore reality asunder and revealed a moment of revelation, a pocket of ore, a pocket of air from Gan Eden that can now be breathed by the Chavraya and reveal new Hasagos and Elikus in this world of Einad Muvada. Rabbi Shimon Amar. Rabbi Shimon says, the Pasuk says, Hashemayim Mesapim Kvoid Kel, that the Shemayim, the heavens, speak, they bespeak the honor, the kavod, the revelation of a Kadosh Baruch Hu of Kel. This pasuk has already been taught about. This is always in the Zohar Kadosh. It's not negating the previous revelation and then coming up with a new one, but rather it's maintaining the process of revelation where it holds on to the fact that, yes, this pasuk was interpreted before, and yes, everything that has happened before is fundamental to the very fabric and texture of the unfolding secret of Torah from Bereshis until the coming of Mashiach. So it's an acknowledgement that, yes, we've done this before, but nevertheless, now we're going to go weiter. It's the hakara of each new generation, and to recognize that it's only built upon the previous generation, but nevertheless, it has the ability to say more than the previous generation. So now, aval b'zimna da, but now the kala isara nameil l'chuppah. Now that the Kala of Malchus is being prepared to ascend up to the Chuppah, to that secret of Yichud of Kudsha B'Richa V'Shchinte, Biyuma de Machar, tomorrow, on that day of tomorrow, Shavuos is referred to as Machar, the moment of Kabbalah, the moment of Kabbalah Satira always comes with the language of Machar. Machar, it's a questionable sense of a tomorrowness, which we're not quite certain about. Machar is a word. Machar we find by the Milchama of Hashem with Amalek, that it says Umachar Yetzei L'Milchama, and tomorrow you're going to go out. And this makom of tomorrow over here is one of the psukim she'ein lahem hachra. It's one of the makomos in Tanakh that Chazal said we're not 100% certain as to how to read this, because it could mean that the battle will be today and then tomorrow there'll be the reaction to the battle, or that today we talk about the battle and Machar means the battle will be tomorrow. And there's an Inyan that Esther Malka, the secret of being Mavatal Amalek and taking its koach and taking the bias of Haman to be Magdil and to be Moisif, the Kishutim, that when Achashverosh, who's the Melech Shaharosh Vasoif Shalo, which is the secret of Malchus and Reishad Lois Yada, which is the secret of the 120 cities that Esther Malka was queen over and that Achashverosh was king over, and the 127 years that Sari Imenu lived, as we know from Chazal that say that when the students were falling asleep, Rabbi Akiva would wake them up with this riddle of comparing the 127 countries of Achashverosh that Esther Malka also had Shlita over, and the 127 years of Sarah Imenu, which is the parsha of Chayei, because that secret of Purim, the only way to look at the years of Sarah, the only way to grapple with the Akedah and the process of the Akedah and what appears to be the difficult ending of the Akedah, which is the Patir of Sarah, really, in truth, when you see it, what Rabbi Akiva was teaching is you see it through the lens of Purim, through the lens of 120 cities and countries that Achashverosh was melech over. So then you have to reorient yourself, and you can look at it anew. And who like Rabbi Akiva, who could teach us this teaching of comparing the 127 years with the 127 cities. But nevertheless, when Esther Malka wanted to be koilel, that ore that is hidden deep within the hiddenmost concealment of Haman and Amalek, v'chulei, she said, Tinasen gam machar, give me also machar. Tinasim gam machar, and one can say that machar is one of the psukim that we don't have clarity over, and it's specifically by the Mulchama of Amalek, because Amalek is the bittul of clarity. And so what Esther Malka wanted was that very undoing of clarity, those sveikos, those psukim she'inlam hachra of machar, tinasin gam machar, give me that also, because that's the koyach of Purim, to take all of the doubts and all of the concealment and all of that notion of machar and to transform it into a place of every moment of not knowing just becomes another opportunity for his kashas to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And so over here we see that the chasana, I'm sorry for the tangent, that the chasana, Rabbi Shimon says that right now we're going to reinterpret this pasuk. Why? Because l'mei l'chuppah biyuma de machar, that shvuas, this or is referred to as machar. It's a little bit out of sight. It kananat v'naharit b'kishute bahade chavraya dechadin ima kol hahu laila. That now she's being prepared, Malchus is being prepared and illuminated with the Chavraya Kadisha, that are joyous with her, that are joyous for the entire evening, all of that gullus before the dawn, that secret of the joyfulness and the playfulness of the Torah HaKadosha and the Yichud of Torah Shabbat and Torah Shval Peh, which is Niskala specifically in the Zohar Kadosh. V'ihi chadas imhoin. And she too, Malchus, the Shechina, the Kadosha, it takes pleasure kaviyachol in the chidushin, like we saw Rabbi Elazar ben Rabbi Shimon already said that pasach picha v'yir dvarecha, that shticha dilech bana sela, that your silence, meaning the way we learn Torah, is mamish being baina olamos, and that's the simcha that the Shechina takes with the Chavraya, not only the simcha that the Chavraya take with the Shechina. B'yuma demachar, and tomorrow. Kama uchlusain chaylin misharin miskanshin bahada. How many legions, how many soldiers, how many guards are going to gather together? V'ihi v'kulam machakin l'chol chad v'chad kinyulai b'haylayla. And she and everybody is going to wait and be patient for each and every one of those individuals who helped prepare her for the chasana the night before. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu is mechake, and the tzaddikim are mechake, and mechake for those who had the secret of mechake lo b'chol yom shayavu, of preparing for the chasana the night before the chasana, of knowing the secret of the Hisayrus of Malchus even before the Geula, to be able to be tasting the world to come in the present moment itself, even prior to its arrival. And there's going to be a chikoy, she's going to be patient and causing all of the celestial forces to wait, l'chol chad v'chad, for each and every individual. It's not just a collective effort. Yes, it's a collective effort, the Chavraya Kadisha, but in truth, the Chavraya Kadisha is built out of the secret of chad v'chad. Each and every person has a name in the Chavraya, and the Chavraya is more than each and every individual. The takinu la b'haylayla, that spend time with the rectifications of the Chaf Daled Kishutin Dekala, the Chaf Daled Sifrei Tanach, kiven the Mischabrin Kechada, when there's the moment of connectivity, the moment of yichud, of kudsha b'richa v'shchinte, where everything that we've been engaged in the lower level of concealment is going to be unified with the purified revelation that it's rooted in kudsha b'richa mamish, and it's all yichud ilah, and it's all been a direct expression of kudsha b'richa and teferes and all of the partzufim elyonim that are mamshich, the or of chachma kaduma through the bittul of the malchus the ein sof, which is nimshach from lamala lamala. That yichud, that secret of unity, that secret of that moment. That secret of that moment is what the Chavraya are there for, what the Chavraya are watching. Even the Mischabrin Chada at the Chuppah, when there's that unification of Kudsha B'richa V'Shchinte V'ihu Chamas the Bala, and the Kala sees the Chasen, there's the secret of unity between Knesset Yisrael and the Kadosh Baruch Hu Maksiv. What does the pasuk say? Hashemayim Mesapim Kvod El. So Rabbi Shimon is reorienting the reality of this pasuk to the moment that we're discussing right now. Hashmayim dachas and da'ayil chuppah, the Shemayim, the ascendant space of Hamshacha me'lamala lamata, which is the secret of the Zohar, or the Mayan Duchrim, or the expression from above to below, the Isrusa de La'ela. That's referred to as the Chasan. Mesaprim menharin. They speak. There's a Giloi Sefer. It's revelation. Zohar, the Safir, the Nahir, Vizayir, Misaifa Alma, Ad Seifa Alma. The illumination of light at this moment of the Yichud of Kutsh B'richu V'shchinte is the light of the Zohar, the light of Zohar Harakia, that shines forth and is illuminated from one end of the world to the other end of the world. Min ha'olam ad ha'olam, from Malchus to Zer Anpin, from Yichud Ilah to Yichud Tata, to Bina to Malchus, from clarity and lack of clarity. That may olam ad olam, the olmei olmaya. Min ha'olam ad ha'olam, from one end of the world to the other, from the good down to the bad, from the bad down to the good, the revelation that it's all the same. V'zayir misaifa alma ad saifa alma. Kavod kale, what does kavod kale mean? Da kavod kala. The kale is the kavod of the kala. That's the secret of Malchusa Kadisha, the ikra kale. Why is it referred to as kale? Why is Malchus referred to as kale? So you might say, because kale is chesed, right? So maybe Malchus is going to be associated with chesed, and avada, that's true, but be'emes, the raya that they bring is dechsiv kale zoyim kol yom, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has a moment of anger in each day. That kale can be a language of strength. It can also be a language of chesed. But the secret of understanding of Malchus is the recognition that the feeling of Malchus, the pasuk that's being brought to give a raya to the shame of kale being associated with Malchus, is the fact that kale zayim b'chol yom. There's a certain tendency of a hargasha, of a certain anger, which is where Bilam Harash and Balak had the ability to be maschaber to Klal Yisrael, and Bilam and Balak are Osias Amalek, because then that nekuda, and that nekuda of kale zayim b'chol yom, in that moment where a person feels that there's a nekuda of anger, it's specifically there that a person has to be misgaber most with the secret of emunah to protect themselves. B'chol yom ashisi ikra kale. All of the 6 days, Malchus is referred to as kale. And that fear, that concern that needed to be guarded, that secret of Malchus that is yored down into the worlds of Bri, Yitzir, and Asiya, the makom of Misa, Chas v'Shalom, of a Misa that can only be even the slightest deviation away from what we want, Be'ezras Hashem, that should be Nechshav as Misa Gemura in order to be Zeicha to all of the Oiris of Tchias HaMesim on every level. B'chol Yuma Shisa, throughout the 6 days, Malchus, which is descending down into the world of concealment, there's a separation between Kutsh B'richu V'shchinte, from the Chasan and the Kala. There's no revelation that Yichud Ilah and Yichud Tata are one and the same thing, that Einun Lavado and what appears to be Oilam Kim and Hagonoheg are both two parts of an expression of the infinite light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that can never be fully grasped. During the week, it's Ikra Kale, because Kale Zayim B'chol Yom V'hashta, but now in the moment of Yichud, the Ha'ayalis L'chuppah Ikra Kavod. Now it's Kavod. Now it's revealed to what it's always been, which is the revelation of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which is the Baruch Shem Kavod Malchus Alam Voed, which is the Galik Kavod Malchus Cha'alenu. Higolena, that secret of Kavod, that the Tachlis of Brias Ha'olam is to be Makala, the Kavod of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which the Vilna Gaon says is the Nakama on Goyim, to be able to be Moitzi La'or, all of the Chiddush and the Or, and the ability to be Megala Kvod Shemayim. That secret of kavod on Shabbos, in the moment of the chuppah, Malchus is now referred to as kavod, the ikre kale, but it's also referred to as kale. It doesn't lose kale. It doesn't lose its first name. It's like the secret of Yaakov and Yisrael. It maintains its original form, because that kale, which was a kale zayim b'chol yom, is now going to be transformed into a kale of chesed, yakar al yakar. It's beautification upon beautification, nihiru al nihiru. It's a light that's folded onto the previous light, b'shaltuna al shaltuna, and a rulership over a rulership, meaning the previous level and the finalized level that emerges after the previous level. Both of them are folded onto one another to give birth to a doubled form of light. In that moment, when the secret of Shemayim, when the Chasan, when the Or of Kutsh B'richu V'shchinte, Yichud Ilah ascends into the chuppah in order to illuminate the world, illuminate the light of Malchus, Kol Inin Chavrayad Et Kaninu Lei Kula Es Parsha B'Shimin B'Shemahin Taman Havayu D'chsev Ma'ase Yadav Magid Harakia. Ma'asiyad of Magid Harakia. Every person who is engaged is going to have a place there. Every person who is engaged in the preparation of Shemayim, in that preparation of the Rakia, the separation between Shemayim and Aretz, which allows for the revelation of the unity between Shemayim and Aretz, they're all going to be there by the chuppah, which we'll discuss tomorrow, Be'ezras Hashem.